Welcome back to Yildiz Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Hi beautiful Aquarius, welcome back. We're here to do your psychic update for singles, couples, the ones of you who are in between, and any other psychic energies linking to your life in the month of February. Now, I am saying, it's funny because I was really looking at amethyst, and I do feel amethyst is going to be pretty important for you guys this month. Clear your crown chakra, use amethyst. It's really going to assist, with your energy, especially because you are connected to Saturn. So it's really going to help you with your crown chakra, and it's really going to help you with clearing. And that can be toxins, it can be pathogens, situational shifts that you need to shift around in your life. Now, I am seeing through the cards at the moment, just on a general note, before we move into singles, and then we'll go into couples, in-betweeners, and everything else that's happening in your life. Now, what I'm seeing is you're really ready for new beginnings. You're really ready for launches. I do feel you've been meditating on a situation for a while. Some of you are reflecting back and you're looking at your past and you're wanting to bring more success into your life this year. Now, January was one of those months where, and especially from September last year to now, we really didn't have a lot of forward momentum. It might have been very fatiguing. We could have felt very down in the dumps, and especially in your income sector, you may have found that it was quite lackluster. I do feel really moving forward, your intent is to make those hopes and dreams come through. And I do feel with the North Node in Taurus, that is incredibly possible for you. But there are some snags at the moment moving into the beginning week. I do feel that you're really reflecting upon, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Now, whatever was delayed, it's this delayed motion of the past. It can be coming back at the moment, and that does make sense. Psychologically, you can be reflecting over things. You may be looking at your love life. You could be looking at your money, your value systems. Some of you also your belief systems to do with your self-esteem, how you actually see yourself in the world. So was there shadow work? Yes. And, that can start dissipating. Still, you'll find it'll be there in a subject matter, but you'll find after May it can ease up. We do, however, between now and 2024, I do see your zodiac sign really going through a complete transformation that can feel a lot better as we move through. At the moment, you can find that energy is a little bit heavy on you because there's drastic change coming in. The drastic change can be the way you see things, what you're wanting to change in your life, and what you will and won't put up with. Now, I am seeing that really for those of you that are singles, I'm seeing that there's something in a way, and it's like, and this is really, have you let it go? When we have endings, does that mean we can have new beginnings? Psychologically, you can be doing shadow work. Now, it doesn't have to look negative. Some of you can be looking at it and addressing it and saying, hey, this is how I feel. Some of you may be thinking that something is over, but it isn't. And that can be something you're really reflecting on. And I'm noticing the white flower on the card, which is the purity. And it's like, yes, some of it could have been tainted. Some of the situational shifts relating to this romantic interest might have been quite tedious. But I do feel, again, it's the innocence that's coming back, and it's through, letting things go psychologically. We actually can manifest those new beginnings into our life. I do feel if you were on the fence, and that might have been in previous years, moving to where you stand right now, you may have felt that you knew that this needed to come to terms, had to be come to terms with. But for some of you, it could have been that there were two paths. It was two paths, two individuals, two circumstances that were quite testing in your life. I do feel that where you stand at the moment, you're hiding some things, and the hidden things can be really going inside your heart, coming to a space that you're meditating upon these things, keeping your cards close to the chest, but there could be a brewing and simmering energy that you want to address. Now, I will say for those of you that are single, yes, this can be a time where A, the reflectiveness of a particular person can come up, B, yes, people from the past can come back. Now, I feel it's almost like you're trying to slow things down. And that can be emotionally where we try to convince ourselves, hey, this is fine, this is going to be great. But at the same time, it is this almost retracting back where we're trying to protect our heart chakra. I do feel in the first few weeks for you, Aquarius, I feel that you're going to reflect upon it, but you're going through this change. So how you feel on the opposite side of this week, moving into the beginning of the month, into mid-month, I feel can change quite drastically. So just go really easy with yourself. I do feel passions can flare, and there can be a passionate connection that comes in and tries to sweep you off your feet. I do feel some of you are, upset at the injustice, and this can be an injustice that did occur. But again, it's coming back, and it's where you stand. It's like, you could be really strictly saying, hey, that was a no-go. That was not fair that I was treated that way. For some of you, I feel you're going to be quite direct in the way you speak. And I do feel this is really a make or break time. I feel if you can keep calm, you can actually hear the other person out. But I do feel there's an opportunity here to decide what you're going to do with it. Now, if you're having no communication with this individual at the minute, it can be that you're meditating upon it and you're coming to terms with the circumstance. Some of you may choose to stay single for a little bit, but I'm really not saying that as a permanent. It's more the mindset I feel directly during the shadow phase of Mercury. I feel once you're calm, you're really moving into that high vibe. I do see you actually looking at, your self-esteem, getting fit, wanting to go out and mingle. And, the first 2 weeks I'd really suggest to be careful with your communication style. And that can be because, of the transits, but also because people particularly won't be really in that cognitive ability to understand what directly is going on. It is a very private kind of thing that you are directly dealing with, and I'm feeling once you get to the heart of the matter, you'll be able to explain it, but definitely give only as much as you're willing to give. Now, for some of you, I feel what will be growing in your life, you're tapping into it, but you're also looking at the truth of the matter of the circumstance. And the truth of the matter could be something that was hidden is going to come to the forefront during this month. And with that, again, it's like your self-esteem. It's like you're no longer keeping yourself small. You're no longer keeping yourself to the point you're putting up with drama. You're really, really going to be saying how things are. I feel you could be intellectually understanding where this other individual is coming from. And I do feel something is coming to a head by mid-month. So it's going to be really, I am seeing a brand new beginning coming in. So this could be where you actually close that cycle out in the realm of love and have a new beginning. Or you psychologically come to terms with it and open up for a new. Regardless, it's going to be good. But temporarily, you could feel like it's a make or break situation. Those of you in a coupledom, again, a similar thing. There is something that you're trying to come to terms with. This can be the past. This can be where you stand. I do feel a relative on the other side, and this is for both couples and singles. I do feel a person on the other side. It could be a relative. I said relative. It may be a relative on the other side. They're actually directly protecting you, but it's actually, I think because this person, this party is not here, it's making you connect into source. It's making you connect into your guides. And it's away from the ego, so to speak. So it's helping you psychologically make a decision. I do feel if there was a subject to do with a job, there's options here. And I do feel there's options here, which we will be getting into your career sector, but it's coming up in the read nevertheless. There's either two ways this can go, or you could particularly be feeling a little bit unhappy at the moment with the circumstance, and you're trying to come to terms with it. There is some nervousness to do with the new beginning and if everything's going to be okay. I do feel that at your foundation there could be a legal situation that you're needing to deal with. And again, I can't give you legal advice, but I can see the energy of what's coming through. It's like having to make a critical decision, not wanting to make the wrong decision. This could pertain to work or directly this connection. For some of you, if this connection has been on the rocks, which we'll be getting into. They're getting ahead of me. Those of you on the fence, I feel you need to listen to that part of the channeled message. For some of you, it is merely spiritually coming to terms with what went down and what way to go. Some of you do have two options there. Some of you have two paths. So if you're in a connection and you really have had no closure to do with the previous one, it could be that you're actually considering, you're looking at it. So it can be merely you mentally trying to come to terms with it. But others of you, it does feel there's two parts here. It's either directly inside this connection, there's two ways this situation can go, or directly it's two individuals in question here. One of them you're going to know 100%. I feel if you're going into your heart, you're going to know where your passion is. I do feel those of you in a connection this month, you may get into a dispute, so be very careful again with your throat chakra. But wherever the emotion is, it's going to be shown. So if you're not directly happy with this individual, it may be that you choose to walk away, or it can be that you go into the heart, discuss the matter, express your emotions and say, hey, this is imbalance, we need to adjust this. I do feel both parties inside this connection are quiet. They're not actually saying anything, even though it's up in the air. Now, those of you on the fence, again, it is very similar to the couples. But the couples, I think there's big plans coming, but it's the nervousness associated with it. I feel if they can keep grounded and keep the communication open, I do feel it'll move, fine. But for those of you that are on the fence, I really do feel you'll be making a decision. I feel it's towards the full moon in Leo. Emotions can spike, but it also can be something that you directly come to terms with. Very similar to couples, I feel if you are on the fence and you can come to some agreement, I feel if you can get the spark and the passion back in the connection and not transmute it as anger, transmute it as, like a currency. Okay, this is where I see the circumstance. How does this make me feel? What directly can we do to get this back on track? I do feel if you can be open in this, I do feel there'll be a new beginning, but there is this paranoia that it's not going to turn out according to plan. So, it's like you're protecting your heart, but I do feel it's really important to open the emotion up in a healthy format. So, let's have a look at how this is moving forward. Now, I feel that my guides are showing me to be cautious during Mercury in shadow. It's like, again, you're feeling you don't have the courage to address these circumstances, but the card is asking, what do you need to release? Is it a belief system? Is it a circumstance, a person, place, or thing? There are two options here. There are two ways this can go. You know well and truly such, but I feel automatically it's almost like you're being super critical and it's making you feel like you're going to lose something. So that nervousness is preventing this decision. But I do feel ultimately a critical decision is going to need to be made. This can be making you feel a little bit unwell, in a sense of nervousness. If you can get into Mother Nature and get grounded, it's going to help you to make these decisions more effectively. I also feel your intent really from this month moving forward into 2022, you're very intent on increasing your self-esteem, the way you see yourself, and your finances. And some of you can be getting a gift. This can be because it's your birthday month. There can be benefits coming in for you. But I do feel they can be quite large things. So it can be suddenly this revelation of an offer. Some of you, it could be directly linked to career, but it could be gifts. Automatically speaking, I see over the next 18 months, I do see growth. You do need to be wary of your throat chakra, though, during Mercury retrograde. That can be for your well-being, your self-esteem. Try not to second-guess yourself. And again, a lot of things that you were mulling over that were really preventing you from holding that success. I do feel between now and mid-month, you can really be kind of settling some of those frequencies down. And you may not be having as many headaches or stressful circumstances. You'll be able to address them in a healthier format. I do feel some of you, there is a home-related dynamic. Now, that may be that there are things to do with family that are grating on your nerves. It could be to do with home. It might be to do with finances. It may be that you're wanting to purchase a home. But again, family and mother situations, can be coming up for you at the minute. And I do feel you need to really sit with it and have a look at the devil in the detail. And I feel during this time, in the next 2 weeks, I do feel you'll find solutions. But I feel automatically speaking, you know, what you're going to want is as important. But there's something that's happening inside of your life personally that you can be looking at right now. For those of you in a partnership, it may be that the finances associated with your partner were up and down and there were changing circumstances. You also could be looking at your career sector and saying, okay, where can I see this going? What do I need to do? You do need to be very cautious with your spending in the first week, I would say that. If it is something major that you're wanting to purchase, I would probably leave it till about mid-month. And if you are making major decisions or choosing to travel, it can be a grand opportunity for you to be meeting the right people, but you do need to meditate on that in the first 2 weeks and be super cautious with your superiors at the moment. I feel ultimately with the people around you, if there has been a grievance, I do feel this can come to a head. I do feel that if you're needing to put something to bed, it will be this month. Now, I will see you throughout the week. Come through and have a look at our energy updates. If you do want to book in, you can go to the link below. Otherwise, I'll see you for the twin flame times. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the Members Hub online, so come through and join us. And giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the membership hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.